Just a small disclaimer, I'm feeling under the weather. I'm not feeling my best, I'm a little sick, but nonetheless, I wanted to make this video. It's Wednesday, UFC 294 is just around the corner, so if I sound a little bit off, so you know why. But yeah, it's around the corner, I have to talk about it, and I'm going to start off with the first matchup, the co-main event, which is Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev. So, as we know, Paulo Costa is out due to injury. And Kamaru Usman stepped up to the challenge. He went up to middleweight to face Khamzat Chimaev. And this is a surprise for a lot of people because, including myself, I honestly thought he was going to fight Belal Muhammad. But apparently it worked out completely differently. And I don't know if they had this conversation before. I mean, Adesanya, shortly after, said he's going to take a long break from MMA. He's not going to be fighting in a while. He didn't specify how long, and I mean, that could be 6 months, could be a year, we don't know. Maybe they had that conversation. I don't know how close they are. I know they consider themselves like Nigerian brothers, and the reason why Kamaru didn't go up to middleweight, even though he kind of wanted to, he even wanted to go to light heavyweight to fight Jan Blachowicz back in the day, if you guys remember. They did that face-off with the smiling Tony Ferguson in the back in that photo. That was funny. But no, that never happened, and ultimately Kamaru did lose versus Leon Edwards twice. That's his latest result. The last two matches he did lose. So we're seeing a little bit of a different Kamaru, different approach. He's not coming into the middleweight as a champion of the welterweight division, which we kind of predicted would happen at some point. But, so Leon Edwards beat him, and we have Israel Adesanya that got beat. So this opened up an opportunity for him to go up. Now, did they have a conversation? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out one day, one of the interviews, maybe they will reveal that. But anyhow, he's facing Khamzat Chimaev. So Khamzat Chimaev, the Borz, who also was fighting previously in the welterweight division, decided that he doesn't want to cut the weight no longer and moved up to the middleweight and is now contesting. Now, he did fight in the middleweight as well, as he pointed it out. A lot of journalists are like, oh, now you're fighting here for the first time. No, it's not the first time. He already fought multiple times in his career, and in the UFC alone, he had 2 matches at middleweight. So it's a very interesting, intriguing matchup. I mean, better than Paulo Costa. It's more competitive, and I think we all agree on that. But however, I watched a lot of interviews, a lot of analysts, a lot of breakdowns in this fight, including my dear friend. And they all say, pretty much, their prediction is that Kamaru Usman will somehow win. Even with the 11-day short notice fight that he's taking, nope, with almost no preparation. Even himself, he said, honestly, out of the 11 days, I spent a lot on gathering the team, traveling. I have like 4 to 5 days effective training preparation for this bout. But people see as an advantage that he's fighting in middleweight, even though that's kind of untested territory for him. I'm not sure. Maybe in his wrestling days he fought at that weight class, but in the UFC, he fought at welterweight. He did not fight in the middleweight, so that's new to him here in MMA, in the UFC, first time. But they see it as an advantage because he did lose. He was quite of a welterweight. He's not small by any means. He's not small for the middleweight division. He did cut a lot of weight. He was killing himself to make the 170 limit. Now that's gone. Now you will see a more powerful Kamaru Usman. Even though today there was an open workout. He did an open workout with Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, they wrestled a little bit. Kamaru Usman took him down, and supposedly, this was a report by Bloody Elbow, and supposedly he said, Justin asked him, like, are you okay? And he said something popped. Now, was he referring to the knee, or did he say that? I tried playing that clip over and over again. I couldn't really tell what is he saying. I couldn't tell. I cannot confirm that. But a lot of people are confirming that what Bloody Elbow said is that something popped, referring to his knee. Something popped in his knee. But multiple people, first of all, Justin Gaethje, the manager, Ali Abdelaziz, and including Kamaru Usman, shut down those claims. They said that's ridiculous, it's preposterous, I'm not injured, I did not say that. However, he did not say what he said. He did say something. He did not clarify what he actually said. He doesn't have to, obviously. This still might be a thing. He still might be potentially injured. We don't know. We will find out on Saturday at the end of the day. Now, keep in mind, I also made a video. I'm the only one that talked about this, that Kamaru, check it out. I made a short and a long form video about Kamaru Usman. Sorry, not Kamaru Usman, but about Khamzat Chimaev being potentially also having a knee injury. He was wearing a brace and then a sleeve in his YouTube videos in the preparation for this fight. He also potentially could be injured, but ever since, I did not see any protective gear or anything on his knees. So I could be very wrong, and he appears to be very strong. He seems to be really well prepared. He had an interview with DC. Prior to that interview, there was a small clip of him even picking up DC, who probably weighs more than 250 pounds at this moment. He was a heavyweight, so he picked him up. It wasn't easily done, but he still picked him up. They would like jokingly wrestle around, but he managed to do that, I think, twice. So sounds like he's not too careful, that he's very confident in his abilities and his body. So I honestly hope I'm wrong about that. I hope they're both very healthy, ready to go, and then will give their best performance that we could possibly see. And they're going to bring us a fight that we're going to talk for ages. I really hope so. Now, a lot of people are also saying that the winner of this will be the next champion. As we know, Dana White already said the winner of this will get the title shot. Completely snubbing Dricus du Plessis, in my opinion. I think he deserves the shot, but also at the same time, I'm very critical of Dricus because he should have been way more vocal about everything. Ever since the Adesanya fight, after the fight when Adesanya lost, he should have been vocal. He should have expressed, what do you want to do? Do you want to fight for the title? Go for it. Be very loud and clear. I want to fight Sean Strickland. Let's do it. No, he was not very vocal. Yeah, he mentioned it, but he's not very vocal. Or if you wanted to fight Adesanya, go ahead and say, I'm going to fight Adesanya. No, that didn't even happen either. Even some people say that fight would sell more, right? Sean Strickland doesn't care. He wants the fight that will bring him the most money. He's willing to fight anyone, and I believe him. I truly believe him. Now, in this moment where people are saying, like, hey, the winner, knowing that they will fight the winner will fight Sean Strickland, they're all saying that will be the next champion. I think that's very disrespectful to Sean Strickland. It's not fair. It's really not fair. The man just became a champion. He's a champion for a reason. You're dismissing his skills and you're automatically putting him as the underdog versus the contender. I don't think it's fair. Even though I'm a huge fan of Khamzat Chimaev. Ever since Khamzat Chimaev showed up, everybody was saying, oh yeah, he's fighting Kans. It's just another hype train. No, I've seen him being a champion one day. In I wasn't sure in what division, maybe even 2 divisions, but I saw him being a champion at least in 1 division. Whether it's welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, I knew that he will be a champion at some point. And I think I'm proving to be right. We'll see, but I think I'm right on that prediction, and I will be right. So I think if it Khamzat wins, sure, he might be the favorite in the end of the day, but let's just wait for this fight to happen first of all. And like I said, a lot of analysts, former fighters, numerous, including my dear friend, they predicted that Kamaru has the advantage in experience. He's done this so many times. He's fighting in middleweight. He'll be more comfortable, and that he will beat Khamzat Chimaev at the end of the day. My prediction, even though, and I'm not throwing any shade on Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, in my opinion, I was critical of him for not taking Shavkat Rakhmonov the fight and so on and so forth. I was never his biggest fan, but now him doing this, taking an 11-day short notice fight against the Wolf, the Borz, Khamzat Chimaev, he's a stud. He's a stud in my book, and I take my hat off. He's a badass, right? That's a BMF move right there. And the man does deserve a title fight after this. I can't say they don't deserve. The winner of this definitely deserves it. I mean, this is a better fight than the Paulo Costa fight. So hats off to him. I don't agree with Dana that he's the welterweight GOAT. I think he's the second best welterweight. I think he's one of the best to ever do it in the sport. No question about it. One of the best to ever do it. Hats off. Amazing fighter. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But I don't think he's the best ever welterweight. I think that belongs to GSP. Anyways, having said so, crazy good wrestling, amazing striking. Yes, he was an NCAA champion, right? He's considered an American wrestler. He's born and bred Nebraskan. Sure, you can call him the Nigerian nightmare all you want, but you know, he's a damn good American wrestler. One of the best ever. And I mean, he's pace, he's cardio, he can go for 5 rounds. He's proven that multiple times. He beat high-level competition. I understand all of that. But, you know, Khamzat Chimaev is one of those guys, just like a lot of guys, you know, when they make those claims about their opponents, how they're better, how they're stronger, you kind of like, okay, everybody says it, right? I don't really truly believe that even you believe that when you say it. But when Khamzat Chimaev comes out and says, okay, listen, I'm younger, he's older. That's a fact. All right, fine. But when he says, I am faster, I am stronger than Kamaru Usman, I actually believe him. I believe he is. And I don't know how he's going to win this fight. Only he and the camp, his own camp, the team that does know the game plan for this fight. It's very difficult to predict. And it's not like, in the sense it's difficult to predict any fight. It's very hard to predict any fight. But in the sense that he has the tools to beat Kamaru Usman. He has multiple tools. He has a variety of tools. He can beat him in any way. And I do believe that. When Khamzat Chimaev says that, I believe him. And I think he will win. Whether it's going to be a KO, TKO, a submission, or a decision. DQ, I don't really believe so. That's a wild one. But I truly believe he's going to win. He's going to find the way. He's going to beat Kamaru Usman. And like I said, I made a video about this as well. Middleweight division will be one of the craziest, if not the best divisions in the sport next year in the 2024. And I said this before Israel Adesanya lost, before Kamaru Usman went up to middleweight. Even at that landscape, I knew that whatever happens, even the unexpected happens, we will still have the goddamn craziest division in the world this year, 2024, this upcoming year. We have so many killers, and now this is just an addition to it. You know what I mean? Like, if Israel Adesanya is not even fighting next year, we're still going to have the goddamn craziest decision. Kamaru Usman spicing things up, just being in the division alone is crazy enough. This might be his last fight. He might be. He already talked about it. I'm not going to compete here until I'm 40. He's almost 37. He's 36. All right, well, let's not call it almost 37, but he's 36. He made it clear he's not here for a very, very long time. He does have no intention of doing it. He wants to be a champion, and I think he's one of those guys, if there's no chance for him to be a champion, he will not compete. So this might be his last fight. If he loses this fight, he might call it quits. I don't think he's coming back to 170 because there is no clear path for him at 170, I believe. And I don't think he will stay in the 185 division. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is one of the most exciting fights of the year. And let me know your prediction. My prediction is that Khamzat Chimaev, the Borz, the Wolf, will win. Subscribe to Octacage MMA, and I'll see you guys in the next one.